Hey YouTubers, it's Jim from Wookie's Uncle. How are you? We're going to talk about some new acquisitions that I've just gotten today, and we're starting off with Stormtroopers. And I've been finally lucky enough to get my hands on some RS Propmasters pieces, and the one I'm going to start with today isn't the first one I've gotten from them, but it's just it just falls into the category that I want to start with, if you want to say that. We're going to look at that and some comparisons between that one and the first one I got from them, the Stormtrooper helmets. I guess I should say that. So we're going to start with their version of the Sandtrooper helmet from A New Hope, which the weathering is just amazing and astounding on it. And we're going to compare it to their Empire Strikes Back stunt helmet and talk about what it is between them that they have in history in common. And along the way, as I add videos to this channel, I'm going to show you more of my pieces that I have, the helmets that I have from EFX Collectibles, some of my Black Series repaints, which I probably won't bring in today because it just would take too long. But there's a lot to look at. I've already gotten one video up from before comparing the EFX Stormtrooper with the RS Propmasters Empire Strikes Back version. So I don't really have to go over too much of that, of Empire Strikes Back details this time. I just want to make a comparison between the two RS pieces and what makes them different, even though they share the same basic lineage, mold, and casting. And it's more than just a paint job. It's definitely their own thing. So let's go ahead and pause this real quick, and I'll get everything set up, and we'll get on with it. Okay, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me here. Well, we've got it right in front of you. The RS Propmasters Sandtrooper stunt helmet from A New Hope. This piece is just wonderful to look at. The weathering, and I wish I had a little bit better lighting in here right now, but this is all I have. The weathering is just perfect. The proportions of the helmet are perfect for New Hope. The coloring of everything is, exactly how it needs to be. And the cool part about these helmets that I've been enjoying with RS Propmasters is that they purposefully make the helmets exactly in the way that the props were made and show up on screen. Flaws in the surface areas and dents, paint bubbles of the original props, everything. They don't hide any of it. That's what shows up on screen. And, fortunately, now that we have the 4K versions of the Star Wars films, you can really put it on hold, on freeze frame, and look at them. And on the up-close shots, you can really see these details. You can see them so clearly, and it's amazing that nobody ever really picked it up, at least to that level beforehand, without actually having a real piece in front of them. Little details. I'll try and get up close here on this. There is I'll see if I can point it out without dropping my thing here. Right here, there is a little dimple. You see it more clearly Where is it? It's right here. You see more clearly on the clean version of the Trooper, which I'll bring the Empire one up here in a minute. But there's little giveaways that you can see in there along the helmet, that the version that the original screen use version that they used, that RS Propmasters has to make theirs, shows up on screen. You can see that dimple. You can see those defects in a lot of the Stormtroopers on screen. It is a real kind of way of validating that these are the real thing. Again, the cool part about why I wanted to get the Sandtrooper as opposed to just a stunt version from A New Hope is because, to me, I mean, the original Sandtrooper, or the Sandtrooper, was just in my mind that iconic look from A New Hope. It had just that aesthetic, and every time I would think about Star Wars: A New Hope, I would always think about the dirty Sandtroopers, and I mean, all the other Stormtroopers in there that are part of it. But this just gave me that feel, that New Hope feel, and I love it. The weathering, the patina that they have is from a artistic standpoint, and which is what I do as well. Even though there's a lot of weather on there because it's the Sandtrooper, it's very well placed, but it's very organic looking and feeling as far as its placement and application, and very random feeling. Doesn't feel like it was just painted on and just put on spots just to put them there. And that's what I like about them. That's what I've always strived for when I do repaints on helmets and weathering on helmets, is to give it that randomized, organic application. That the whole area, there's not one repetitive looking type of spot. And again, what I wanted out of the RS Propmasters is, especially the A New Hope versions, is the way they make them is the way that they were made. And the way that they were made was everything was hand painted on. The panels, which, God, they look black, but they're gray. I mean, let me see if I can turn him around to get a better color of that. Yeah, okay, you can get that. Everything's hand painted on here as the originals were hand painted. The stripes as well, the teeth in the mouth, all the lines. Well, here's the thing: the Sandtrooper didn't have any lines in the panels. That was kind of a thing I wasn't really aware of for a while. Let's move them around again. And a good thing these things are lighter than I thought they would be too. They're very, very light. Didn't make much of a change, but looking at the back of it, you can tell as well how well it was done. And the underside, having the interior as it is, with the green acetate lens just adhered with a screw in place over the eyes, the foam padding for the heads, and the chin strap, and all of the screws that are in there holding everything together, just ready to gouge your head when you put it on. Wonderful. Now, my big cranium doesn't fit in these things really that well, but and just look at the profile. Look at the lines. It's just a great sculpt. There's little things like the pinches. I could get it in the dimples here and the undersides for the temp. That's part of the original cast. I mean, it was what it was. And all right, let me get you back here. So it's just a wonderful piece, and just getting it straight on, you see it just like that. So, all right, cool. So let me get the other one up here, and we'll finish this up here and get that going. All right. All right, everybody. Thanks again for holding on. So we're back, and now we've got both of my RS pieces up, and even though they are made from the same source lineage helmet casting. There is obvious differences in their build for each one that they are that definitely sets them apart. I mean, there's very obvious things in the proportions and so forth, and it's wonderful. So this one here, I'm going to go back to the. This is the. Where's my finger? There it is. This one's the Empire Strikes Back stunt helmet. So up here, you can really see that dimple I was talking about, real clear. Things like that show up on this helmet a lot, and it's just absolutely all the dimpling and the paint dimpling in there. It's just there's just nothing you can say about it other than it just puts you in touch with the reality of the film, and that's what you want out of these. I mean, little details aside, I'm just going to go over it quick, not too much, but the little Hovey mic tips down here. They're both, I mean, they're a little dark here in this lighting, but they're both replicas of those Hovey microphone tips, but they're colored differently. The Sandtrooper one is pretty much all black with the screen in it, and this one's got a white or a silver ring tip around it, a little cleaner. Excuse me. So, yeah, the differences between A New Hope and Empire was A New Hope had the gray color teeth. Again, it's a little hard to tell in here, but there's gray, where Empire's teeth were black. There were less, you can't really see it on here, but on the A New Hope stunt, there was more lines painted into these side panels, and there's less lines painted into these panels for Empire. And the stripes on Empire and these panels were decal that they did for the film, where everything in A New Hope was hand painted. So if you go into here and we look at the decals versus the hand painting, I mean, the decals are very, very consistent, and they look great. And the paint job that was done for the stripes is fantastic, but it's organic, and it's not everyone is identical, and that's what you want. That's the best part about it. But it's a great job. I mean, I do what I do, but I've tried doing these things, and it's really, I guess if I did them all the time, I'd get good at it, but I'm not really that good at just putting them down. I guess I'd have to go over them a couple times and clean them up and do them over and what have you. But when you have the two of them side by side, even just without the paint job withstanding, they're just absolutely fantastic pieces, and they just bring Star Wars home. I mean, I'm an Empire guy. That's my favorite one. But A New Hope is where it all started, and these two represent what I love best about both films as far as the Stormtroopers are concerned. Return of the Jedi, I love the film, but the Stormtroopers are kind of goofy looking, the helmets. I'm not a really big fan of them, but if somebody makes one and makes a prop replica version of it, I'm sure I'll get it. But, we'll talk about those later. So, there's not much more information I guess I could go over that isn't already out there. If you went to RS's website or any other long-standing YouTube presence, people like Rogue 6 and RS Propmasters and Star Wars replicas, and there's a bunch of them that really do good jobs on unboxing reviews and detailing the differences between a lot of the pieces. And it's a great community out there. I'm glad I'm just starting to kind of climb my way into it, and hopefully get more into that. So I'm going to wrap it up here at this point, but in the future, I'm going to be bringing out more things as I get them, and things that I'm working on, and showing you what I'm doing. At the moment, I'm taking a break from paint and facelifting helmets, and whether in doing helmets, I am doing a paint upgrade and restoration to the current Black Series Luke Skywalker snowspeeder, and it is a challenge. Believe me, the body is perfect for the job. It just needs a good paint job. So it's going to be a good studio scale when it's done. So I'll be excited to kind of show that to you guys when I get that and let you know how I did everything, and we'll go from there. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Bye.